The fears and false beliefs we carry in our subconscious shape our lives. Without becoming aware of these beliefs, it is impossible to truly be free. Carl Jung, Memories, Dreams, Reflections. Have you noticed that everyone has a personal definition of success? While some see success as sacred and an essential level to survive in life, others either say that level is unattainable for them or that they don't deserve it. People who view this level as unreachable often start telling their stories, saying this like, because of this, because of that. These stories are usually hollow and full of logical fallacies. But we don't say anything to avoiding the upsetting the other person. Even we do point it out, it rarely leads to anything. So, how did these people become this way? How someone think they don't deserve success? The greatest force that prevents us from reaching our goal, hold us back, and set up barriers to our success is actually ourselves. When we block our own path, this is called self-sabotage. What is self-sabotage? Why do we block ourselves? Self-sabotage is when a person, conscious or unconsciously, undermines their own success. We do this in various ways. We procrastinate. We avoiding start an important project. We belittle ourselves. We say, who am I to deserve this success? We sabotage ourselves with perfectionism. We prefer not to do things when we think it won't be perfect. We sabotage success. When opportunities arise, we unconsciously make mistakes. According to Freud, this is a reflection of our fears and suppressed emotions in the subconscious. Carl Jung, on the other hand, explains self-sabotage with the concept of the shadow. The negative aspects we suppress within ourselves start to act against us and push us toward failure. So, why we do this? The answer lies deep within our own subconscious, becoming our own worst enemy. Freud and Jung's views. We all sometimes feel that we are holding ourselves back. Even though we want to accomplish something, it seems like some internal force or something inside us is stopping us. So, what is the source of this self-sabotage? Freud and Jung's perspective can help us understand this situation. Let's take a look. Sigmund Freud explained this self-sabotage through deep conflicts in our subconscious. According to Freud, the human mind is often guided not by our conscious thoughts, but by the fears and traumas hidden our subconscious. In this unconscious, old memories, suppressed emotions, and childhood traumas reside. For example, as a children, we might have been convinced that we would always fail or felt inadequate. When we become adults, even if we really want to succeed, the thought, I can't do this, might still exist in subconscious. According to Freud, these type of unconscious message constantly guide us towards failure. Freud says that these conflicts in our mind are often unconscious. We don't even notice these emotions and beliefs, but the result become quite apparent in our life. Sometimes we don't even realize that our failures, the reflection of our traumas. Carl Jung delves even deeper into this issue. Jung says that there is a shadow in every person, which consists of the negative aspects of the individual. According to Jung, the more we ignore the shadow, the more these dark aspects start sabotaging our lives. For example, if we feel deep sense of worthlessness within us, we unconsciously reject success. This happens because the beliefs I cannot be successful creates barriers as we try to approach success. Jung argues that impossible to achieve healthy development and success. If we combined Freud and Jung's teachings we enter an internal battle. Freud's unconscious conflicts and Jung's shadow concept turn into an internal struggle. Even if we want success, the unconscious barriers prevent us from achieving it. Until we win this internal battle, we cannot escape the vicious cycle of self-sabotage. Even if we want success, old beliefs and emotions sabotage success can hold us back. This is where awareness comes into play. Based on Freud and Jung's views, we need to become aware of our internal conflicts, get to know our shadow, and bring the fears in our subconscious to the surface. Only then can we break free from the grasp of self-sabotage and reach our true potential. Once we win the internal battle, the world will seem very differently. Overcoming our internal obstacles will free us and help us embrace in life more easy. Procrastination, the most common form of self-sabotage. Procrastination is an insidious form of self-sabotage. We know we need to do something, but we don't start it. We make excuses like, I'm not ready yet. It needs to be perfect, so I can't prepare right now. I'm going to fail anyway, so why bother? Psychologist Tim Pitchell says that procrastination is a way of managing our emotions. In other words, we procrastinate to avoid anxiety, but this only increases anxiety rather than eliminating it. From a psychological perspective, procrastination is actually an existential escape. As centrists said, humans fear freedom, because being free means taking responsibility. Therefore, people create excuses in their minds to avoid taking action. Perfectionism, the reason we can't never start or finish. Perfectionism, one of the most destructive forms of self-sabotage. We refuse to do something we think it won't be perfect. As a result, we can never start anything. When we do finish, we never be satisfied. Psychologist Brené Brown says that perfectionism is actually related to fear to failure. If I'm not perfect, people will criticize me. Nietzsche, with his concept of Übermensch, argues that humans most constantly transcend themselves. However, perfectionism paralyzes us and prevents growth, belittling ourselves. Some people fear success because success brings more responsibility, changing our lives, and creates uncertainty, leads others to expect more from us. From Camus' perspective, people have a desire to succeed because success seems like a path from social approval, personal satisfaction, and freedom. However, the chains required to achieve success may trigger a deep fear in the subconscious. People often want success, but at the same time, subconsciously fear the judge huge changes it will bring to their life, not being able to write our own story. Identity crisis. Everyone has a story. If this story says, I'm not good enough, this person is doomed to self-sabotage. Jean-Paul Sartre says about identity, a person is what they think of themselves, but most people allow others to define them. People who engage in self-sabotage believe in a wrong story about themselves, and this story prevents them from realizing their potential. Roles imposed by society and self-sabotage. Foucault's concept of the panopticon used to explain the relationship between society and the individuals is the perfect metaphor for this process. The panopticon is described as a structure where every individual is observed, continuously watched. This observation and control lead the individual to develop an internal self-discipline. People begin to adjust their behavior and thoughts to conform to societal norms and expectations because they feel they are constantly being watched. The effect of this constantly observation is that the individual develops a form of self-control within their own inner world. That is, the values determined by society as right or wrong, successful and unsuccessful, shape how individuals feel about themselves and what they believe. Childhood trauma and unconscious barriers. Individuals who have constantly criticized or not adequately supported during childhood are more likely to sabotage their own success as adults. According to Miller's theories, the thing a children hears, especially the message from their parents, from the foundation of their sense of self. Children begin to understand their worth through the feedback they receive from their surroundings. To gain their parents' approval or love, the child usually follows the emotional signals sent by them. If a child constantly hears a message like "you are a failure, you can't do this," these messages leave deep marks in their inner world and damage the children's self-esteem. How can we change our subconscious? To stop self-sabotage, we need to rewrite the wrong codes imprinted in our own subconscious. To do this, we should seek help from professionals, question our story, become aware of our fears, allow ourselves and move forward. Conclusion: are we our real obstacles? Self-sabotage is a trap we set for ourselves. They want a success is to become aware of this trap and overcome it. Self-sabotage is often a hidden process where a person unconsciously creates obstacles against themselves. This trap does not come from external threats or other people's action, but originates from beliefs that are embedded in subconscious world. Often people believe external conditions or the actions of others, but in reality, most of the feelings or failure or being stuck come from internal barriers that we have created ourselves. Our wrong beliefs, fears, and lack of self-confidence manifest as a self-sabotage, blocking our path to success. This internal trap may not be noticed at first. A person consciously succeeds and puts in effort, but at some point, the deep-rooted beliefs in the subconscious prevent them from seizing opportunities or achieving success. Typical examples of self-sabotage include procrastination, belittling ourselves, avoiding opportunities, or deliberately creating obstacles. These behaviors are shaped by unconsciously codes like "I am failure," "I don't deserve success," or "I can't do this." These thoughts guide our lives independent of external factors. The real force that shapes our life is not external factors, but our inner voice. Our surroundings, society, family, friends, and the professionals and the professional world may influence us. However, ultimately, success or failure is about decisions we make, how we think, and how we treat ourselves. Our inner voice is the key to our true potentials. Once we become aware of our internal barriers and start facing them, the limitations and obstacles imposed by the outside world will gradually become less affected. Because the force that shapes our lives is not external factors, but our inner voice.